Hey, Jason here at Shred Mentor Rock Guitar Academy, and today what I'm going to talk to you about is something that drastically affects your guitar playing, and no one ever talks about it. And in fact, it's kind of a product, the byproduct of the internet age. Okay, and this is something that happens with doctors, and it drives them crazy all the time too. But it is the tendency, with all of this information at our fingertips, to self-diagnose. Okay, and when it comes to guitar playing, let's face it, it takes a while to get really, really good. And a lot of the people that have gotten really good, especially on their own, it's been a lot of trial and error, okay? Which means a lot of months and really years, maybe even decades wasted, okay? And I will use myself as an example because in my arrogance as a youth, I decided I am going to teach myself. I don't need anybody to help me. Here I am 25 years later. Okay, I could have done so much more in that time, and I just wasted a lot of time because you know what progress is? It's a bunch of little aha moments, okay? And you can just reinvent the wheel and just figure them out at your own pace. Maybe you'll get lucky and figure it out faster than some people. I teach people now who started playing before I was born. Just to put that in perspective, there is no objective rate that everyone learns at. Some people learn really fast, some people learn really, really slow, and it's because so much is left to chance. And here's the basic thing, okay? You have no way of knowing what's a waste of time until after you've wasted your time. And that time is not necessarily minutes or even hours or days. It's weeks and months and even years, okay? So it's that long standing still because you insisted on reaching for more guitar tips, more riffs, learning more licks, learning songs, deciding to learn more scales instead of learning how to make music with the ones that you do know, without focusing on the things that actually make a difference. After 25 years of playing, I do actually know now what is the difference between something that is a colossal waste of time and something that gets really rapid results, because I've also been teaching that exact thing for going on 10 years right this moment. I'm about to hit my 10-year anniversary with Shred Mentor. And that's been my life's passion, aside from actually creating music, what goes into making a musician really skilled in the shortest amount of time. And it comes from a lot of experience and, yes, a lot of trial and error, which now that I have done that, and now that other people who are already good know what wasted their time and know what actually makes them, actually get a good result quicker, it's kind of stupid, frankly, to try to figure it out yourself at this point. You are in the internet age. Reach out to someone who already knows what works and what doesn't. Invest in yourself, because what you're kind of doing when you purposely choose something that you want the answer to be is you're undermining your own progress. We all know that good training is the fastest way. There's no mystery here, but it's very attractive, understandably, to reach for something small and easily accessible that you can just keep getting more and more of. But if it hasn't solved your problems yet, why would it solve them now? More than likely, if you're stuck at a point where you've been using tablature and learning licks and riffs and songs and stuff all this time, but you want to get really good and you haven't done it yet, more than likely that created the problem. Because if your reliance on these easy solutions that aren't really solutions at all, you just want them to be the solution. So this goes far beyond guitar playing. It goes beyond, self-diagnosing medical problems too. It's a human drive to want the solution to your problem to be something easy and accessible. But get real, it isn't. In this case, there are things that are actually very easy, and I personally can save you a great deal of time and money if you're willing to spend something on yourself and actually save some time and get results. My own students have said many times in my testimonials that they were glad to give me how they within like a couple months they were already changed in their playing. They had already transformed their playing. That's all it sometimes needs to take. Sometimes you might need to be in for a longer haul. It doesn't, it depends on you, where you are, what you can afford, and honestly, how much you put into your own progress by really working on what actually works. High yield activities, not time wasting, wheel spinning activities. Because, like finger exercises. There's another example. I've talked about them in a few other videos. Finger exercises, they'll get your fingers moving, but so will literally every other possible thing you could do on the guitar. So they're stupid wastes of time. You could totally do much more with your time and still get every benefit that a finger exercise can give you without wasting your time on finger exercises, and you can get a lot more benefit out of it that's actually musical and even something that you could use in a riff or solo or song of your own. Okay, so it's this is really a struggle between small thinking, small convenient thinking, and what actually works. Forget what you hoped would work. Let's actually look at what does work. That's really what we're getting at here, is what actually will make the difference that you want to see in your guitar playing. And let's face it, it's training. It's actual training with someone who knows what they're talking about from experience, and who also has a passion for teaching effectively, and getting the result as quickly as possible. And that's what Shred Mentor is about. That's why I created Shred Mentor Rock Guitar Academy. Again, I don't want to teach everybody in the world. I couldn't possibly do it. I have created a lot of ways to reach as many people as possible. I'm not affordable to some people, frankly, but I have created a new way that you can actually get the benefits of Shred Mentor training. In fact, if that's what you're going for, maybe it's not me. Maybe I'm not your guy. Like, if you want to learn jazz or R&B or something outside of the rock or neoclassical or shred or metal kind of realm, I'm not for everybody. But reach out to someone who is goal-oriented and who actually is willing to put in the time and energy to personalize the lessons, because otherwise you're not, all you're doing is benefiting their pocketbook and their convenience of their schedule. Because it is very attractive, if you don't really want to put time into it, to just teach everybody the same thing the same way all the time. Everybody that comes in my door is going to learn the same stuff because I've decided that this is what everyone needs to know. And it's arbitrary. Who are they to make that decision? They're not you. That's the most important thing. They're not you. They don't know. If they're not asking you your goals, then your goals are not a factor, I guarantee it. So that's the big difference. Make sure that you do choose a teacher, some kind of mentor who actually is going to look at what your goals are and specifically teach you what you need to learn. It's not the same thing as every single person coming in the door and teaching them whatever they want to learn, okay? When you teach younger kids, you get a lot of that. Teach me the riff to this and this. And, honestly, if you're going to teach a kid, you might as well. Make sure they have fun, because fun is part of it, So if you're just beating your head against the wall trying to figure out what you should be working on and it's nothing but frustration, that's one of the other things that needs to be factored into it, is you need to actually get something that can be fun to practice, but that is also effective. I have never discounted the idea of how important it is for it to be fun, or else that's your fuel. That is your fuel tank. The fact that it's enjoyable makes you keep doing it, because you might have a burst of energy and inspiration right now, but if it's a drag to keep practicing, you will stop. I guarantee it. No matter what, despite your best intentions, you will run out of fuel because you don't have any, because you're not having any fun. So that's the other thing to remember, is make sure you're having fun with your instrument. It doesn't always have to be hard work, but if you do it the right way, you can be working hard and having a hell of a lot of fun. These are not mutually exclusive. Anyone who says that just hasn't figured out how to do it yet, but that's what my life revolves around when I'm not making my own albums every year, is how to do it, how to have fun. And that's why I keep doing it, because it is fun. It's a lot of fun, and my students have a lot of fun too. So if you're looking to have a lot of fun and have a lot of results in the shortest time you've ever had them in, reach out to me. But the thing is, there is a big difference between something that works and something that looks cool and you would like it to work. Okay? Everything that, almost like 99% of what people claim on the internet, is not from experience. The majority of guitar players still aren't advanced. They're still not working at a professional level. There's just millions of guitar players. They're not all good. They don't all have the experience to back up knowing what they're talking about, but they will definitely speak with confidence, especially on the internet, because why not? Someone told them something that someone else told them, so obviously it must be true, right? No, not true, not likely. Look to someone who actually can demonstrate that they know what they're talking about through their own skills, and who already teaches as a skill, because playing well does not automatically equal teaching well. Trust me on that. It's not. I can play without knowing a thing about communicating to other people effectively. They're completely separate skill sets. Okay, so reach out to somebody, get some training, invest in yourself, stop taking little tiny baby steps, and start reaching for something that actually works. We all know what the real answer is. Use someone else's experience to your benefit. Don't waste your time. It's not more tips. It's not more tab. It's not more solos, not learning another solo, not learning another riff. This is just time-wasting stuff. You're backpedaling. Take the plunge. Help yourself out. I'm Jason at Shred Mentor Rock Guitar Academy. Until next time, rock on.